Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. My name is Eric Johnson. I'm the creator of Teamzy. I'm really excited to be talking to you guys live from my shed quarters here in my home, my backyard. I've got kids running around around the shed right now playing tag, so hopefully they don't disturb us too much. But I wanted to get this presentation to you guys when you're available. And I know a lot of you guys are hustling during the day at jobs and you're home at night, so that's why we're here now. I'm super excited to talk to you guys about Teamzy today. Now, here's what we're going to do. I am not going to go into, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on fluffy stuff. We're going to get right into the nuts and bolts of it. Here's what we're going to go over tonight. I'm going to take you into Teamzy and show you how to set it up, right? The topic tonight is how to get organized and become a power hour boss. So I'm going to show you how to get it set up so that you can be super mega organized. I'll show you guys how to absolutely crush a power hour in like 20 minutes. Okay, your contacting of people, connecting with prospects has never been so efficient as it's going to be. Then I'm going to take you through the process of starting conversations with people, to having those conversations, bringing them to a point where you invite them to learn more about the business, and then how to follow up those invites like a pro. Okay, all the way through the point where somebody moves from a prospect all the way over to a distributor on your team. We're going to do that. I don't know. It won't take me that long. 25 minutes probably. I will go fast. We are recording this, so in case you need to go back over any of it, you can. It may feel like you're taking a sip of water from a fire hose at times, and I apologize for that in advance, but I want to give you guys as much content as I can without taking too much of your time. When I'm done with that, we'll do a Q&A. Okay, so if you guys notice at the bottom of your screen, there's a little Q&A button. That's where you're going to load up your questions, and I will answer all the questions that you guys fire at me. You guys ready? Okay, let's just jump in. A little background on me, on my partners and I. We've been full-time business consultants for 15 years, helping people build their business, building systems like this to help people be efficient. A few of us got into network marketing kind of as a side hustle and realized there just weren't any tools. For such an awesome industry like this, there's just no tools to help people leverage their time. So that's why we built Teamzy. Let me show you what it looks like here. Let's share the screen. There you go. Okay, great. So you guys are looking at my Teamzy screen right now. Now, what's really cool is this is custom tailored for AdvoCare. Okay, so I'm going to walk you guys through it. Let's get it set up first. So the first thing I want you guys to understand, well, you need to be in a free trial. If you're not already using Teamzy, get the free trial. It's free for 30 days. And here's the thing, your team, you should encourage your team to get in there and use that free trial too. We don't ask for a credit card or anything. We just want you to use it. We know you're going to like it, okay? So when you first set up your free trial, there's like a setup wizard to make it easy for setup. If you dismissed it, you get it again by clicking this little settings wheel, and there it is, setup wizard. So I'm going to take you through the wizard real quick because it's the easiest way to set it up. And you may have already set up Teamzy, but you may learn a couple of things as we go. So in the setup wizard, we're going to do three things. We're going to set an income goal, okay? And Teamzy is going to take that income goal and it's going to help you figure out how much work you need to do to achieve it, which is pretty cool. We're going to create a powerful why. And I'll explain that as we get there, but that's important. That's important because without that why, you're pretty defenseless. When you feel like quitting. And then we're gonna get all your contacts into Teamzy and get them organized in one place, okay? All right, so let's do that. So here we're gonna set an income goal, and it's just a number, and it's asking you, what income level would you like to be at 12 months from now, okay? So just put a number in there. I have 100,000, I'm gonna actually make that bigger. So whatever you think is reasonable, make it a little bit bigger because you're gonna be so efficient with Teamzy, you can leverage your time better and go for a bigger goal. So I put in 150,000, okay? Let me go to the next level. By the way, if you read the little text there, that is not a guarantee of income. It's a target, okay? It's a target. So now what Teamzy is telling us is to get to this level, I need to connect with at least 4,348 people over the next 12 months. Now, I don't know about you guys, but 4,348 people is a lot, and it's probably more than most people are willing to connect with. However, $150,000 is a great income level, right? For a year in this business, yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing, if you need to do something big like this, like eating an elephant, how do you do it? That's right, you eat an elephant one bite at a time. So on the next page, it breaks it down for me. And now it's taken that big number and it's broken into three groups, prospects, customers, and distributors, okay? And then it's broken those groups down into monthly, weekly, and daily. So my huge number, 4,348. Now what it breaks down to is this suggested number, which is connecting with 9 prospects every day, 6 customers every day. These are people I already have as customers. 4 distributors on my team each day. right? Because I have to continue to build my team energy and culture. And then out of those numbers, I'm going to now invite 3 people to learn more about the product or the business opportunity every day. And I'm going to add 3 new people to my list every day. So these are my daily targets. Okay, these are my daily targets. Now, what's cool is you can change these. These are just suggestions. You change them to whatever you want. And I made that a 10 because I really wanted to add up to 20. I like to have an even number. But you can, if you're brand new and you don't have any distributors on your team, you can make that one a 0. Okay, and you can change them as you go. Okay. So whatever I have in my boxes, when I click continue, it's now going to configure my dashboard to my goals. Okay, so that's set. The next step is finding your why. Finding your why. Now this is really important, and I'm sure that you guys have probably had someone in your upline, or maybe you've been to conventions and people have talked about finding your why. It's so important, right? Because you need to know why you're in this business. Like, what's the real emotional reason, the deep down reason that you're in this business? And why do you think people talk about that? I mean, let me just give you a statistic. Did you know that every person in this business, 50% of them will quit in the first 12 months? That's 1 out of every 2. 50% will quit in the first 12 months. And some of you guys have been in the business a little while and you've experienced that yourselves, right? Yeah. That's too much. It's too much. Now, here's why people quit. They quit just because that's the way we're people. We're designed to quit. We're all quitters, every single one of us. The only reason that we sometimes don't quit and we persist until we're incredibly successful is because we had a reason to. This is why you hear people hounding on you got to know your why, you got to know your why. You have to have a reason to, because what is absolutely guaranteed is that life is going to be hard at times, right? Absolutely. You're going to have different types of adversity, external adversity, even stuff that you create yourself, your internal stuff. We all have that. You need to have a reason why. It's kind of like running into a burning building. Why would you ever do that? Never. Well, you might if your kids were inside. Right? That would be a reason. And you need to know what your why is for that reason, so that when times are tough, so that when you feel like quitting, which you absolutely will at some point, you have your armor on already. You're ready for it and you can persist through it. Now, I know a lot of you guys get this concept, but maybe you just don't know how to go about it. So here's what I want to tell you guys. Finding your why is really not that hard. You just need to spend 10 minutes or so thinking about it. And we've built in a tool right into your Teamzy setup wizard to help you get this. Now, what's cool about this is we're going to help you with your why, and then you can use this tool to help your team, your downline, find their why so that your numbers can be better than 50% too. Sound good? All right, so let me walk you through this really quick. All right, and I'll just take you through my personal story. You know, I got started in network marketing. Just so you guys know, I'm no longer an active network marketer because I am focused on helping you guys build your business. But here was my story. Why did I become a distributor? My story was I had used amazing products and lost a bunch of weight. In fact, I lost 60 pounds in just over 3 months. Pretty awesome, right? Yeah, and everyone was asking me about it. That's why I became a distributor, not because I had some passionate need to change the world, but because everybody was already asking me about it, so I figured I should make a buck doing it, right? Actually, my wife is the one that was like, stupid, go distribute this stuff. So what do you hope to accomplish? So you answer these questions for yourself. I'm just giving you mine as an example. What do you hope to accomplish? I remember asking my sponsor, do you think I could make $500 a month doing this? Extra money. He was like, yeah, totally. You could totally do that. I thought, great. So that was what I hope to accomplish. $500 a month, extra money. The next question is, why is that important to you? The reason why I wanted to make 500 bucks extra money was because I wanted to save $500 a month. That was a goal of mine, was to save $500 a month. Just to give you guys a little backstory, my career was helping people build their business, and the vast majority of my customers were real estate people, helping real estate people build their business. And I'm sure all of you are aware what happened to the real estate industry when the economy tanked at the end of 2008. It disappeared, right? And it was a really tough time for our family. I mean, by God's good grace, we made it through that recession intact. But we did not save a penny for 6 years. Nothing was saved. I mean, it was like we were just living check to check. I lost my job twice, found new work. I mean, that was just the situation. And I know a lot of you guys went through the same thing. And I had, you know, I'm somebody who has a budget and financial plan always. And I knew that if I lost my income, everything would be gone within 60 days. I mean, it was just like tenuous, you know? And so at this point, looking at an opportunity and saying, wow, I could put $500 a month in the bank, that was really exciting. So that's what was important to me, was I just wanted to save some money for a change. Now, the next question is, what would achieving this mean for you and your family? And the first thing that came to my mind was, man, if I could save that $500 a month long enough, maybe we could buy a new house. That sounded really good to me, buying a new house. See, my wife and I, we have 4 kids and a 100-pound dog. And we're crowded, which is why I built a Shawfest, the shed quarters out here, so that I could talk to you guys. And so buying a new house seemed like a cool thing. Now I get to this last question. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? And as I thought about this, like, first of all, I just got to be honest with you guys. I was a little bit irritated. You know, how many of you guys are like me? You like personal development, but you kind of hate it too. Like sometimes you just feel like you're in some sort of weird hippy dippy kumbaya moment that you don't want to be in. That's what I felt like. But I powered through it, and I thought about this. Here's what I realized. Buying a home is not meaningful. It's really not meaningful. I mean, it's nice, but it's not meaningful. But when I thought about how it made me feel to buy a new home, here's what I realized. Buying a new home wasn't meaningful, but it was symbolic. It was symbolic. You see, I had not really thought about it because I was too busy working and trying to make ends meet. But when I went through this process, I realized this, that my life, my family life, it wasn't where I wanted it to be. It wasn't healthy. My kids, I had small children that I very rarely saw. I mean, if I wasn't traveling, I was commuting to work. I would see them in the morning as they were waking up. I would come home from work. They'd already be getting ready for bed. And it was tough because I wanted to be with them. I wanted to be part of their life. And I can't forget just a couple of years ago when I went through this process that I'm leading you guys through now, my son kept calling me Mr. Lisa instead of Daddy, which is the name of his teacher. And he just couldn't get it straight. He always called me the wrong name and then Daddy. And I realized, you know what? I'm going to miss this. I'm going to miss this. And so what I realized, guys, was that buying the home was symbolic. What I needed to do, I needed to take control of my life. I needed to create the life that I wanted, that my children deserved, right? And so this process of thinking, which took like 5-10 minutes, took me from whatever, I'll make a couple extra bucks, down to, oh my gosh, this opportunity is a way for me to create the life I've always wanted. So let me show you guys what I did in the very last box here. Let me jump back over to here. This is so huge, guys. The why is so important. That's why I'm spending so much time on it with you guys. The last box is your why statement. This is where you take everything you just thought about, mulled over, and you create like an affirmative statement, like an affirmation about why you're in this business. Okay, here's mine. Mine was this: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. Good one, right? I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. It's kind of hard for me to describe to you guys what happened in my mind when I finally wrote this down, but everything changed. I actually started building the shed. My wife's like, what are you doing? I said, I am building an office so that I can leave my job and build my business. She says, when are you doing that? I don't know, 60, 90 days? She wanted to kill me. But I did, by the way. 90 days later, I was gone, out of my job. And here's the thing. I set the intention and I went after it. Now, Teamzy's going to actually show me what to do, and I'm going to show you how that works next. But putting this down is so important. Guys, don't be the 50% that quits. Don't let your team be the 50% that quits. Get your why down. And you're going to refine this over time and change it, and it'll get deeper, and that's cool. And some of you guys are going to need a negative why, which means that you are the kind of person that's wired, you know, like avoiding pain is how you work. So you need to write in here also, like, what are the consequences of quitting? What are the consequences of failing? And write them out. My job is, I love my boss. Yeah, right. Right? What do my relationships look like? What do my relationship with my kids look like? What do my finances look like if I quit? Some of you guys need that negative drive too. So get the why down. Whatever you save in this last box, when you click continue, it will save it to your dashboard and you'll see it every day. So as you come into Teamzy to do your daily activities, your daily power hour, you can read that statement, reconnect to why it's important. And here's the thing, guys, there are going to be days, more often than not probably, where you just don't feel like doing this. You need to read that why statement and go, you know what? I can do this for 20 minutes. This is important. Okay? All right, cool. Sorry, that's a little bit of passion tangent. I can't help it. I go off on those. I can't not. Now we're going to get your contacts in. Okay. You want to get all your contacts into Teamzy so you can get them organized. We're going to organize them in here, and then Teamzy will create automatically for you your contact list every day forever. Right? Once you set this up once, you never have to organize or plan your power hour ever again. So cool. First thing we're going to do is you're going to go into the back office and get your downline report and your customer list. Okay, and there's instructions here. There's a video here, and then also in our FAQ section of the university, there's like written out instructions because it's kind of specific. Because AdvoCare doesn't make it easy. There's no export button, so you have to kind of finagle it, but you can get it. So we're going to get your downline list and your customer list into Teamzy. Okay. The next list we're going to go get is your Facebook friends list. So all of your Facebook friends can be imported. It's really cool. And now you won't be going through Facebook Messenger trying to remember who to connect with or who to follow up with. It'll all be in Teamzy, organized for you. Okay. And then anywhere else that you have contacts, you know, like if you use a different CRM or if you've got, I don't know, lists or whatever, you can bring all those in as CSV files. Okay. And these little videos will help you through it. All right. Let's go on to the next step. So let's actually do an import real quick. I've got my Facebook archive right here. I'm going to import it. Okay, so that's ready to import. Now, one thing you can do is you can toggle this advanced import options. I like to do that. This allows you to change the rank, which I'll talk about in a minute, but I leave that as default. But I like to add tags. Now, tags are just a way that we can group our people and label them. So I label these are my Facebook friends. I like to tag them so I know where they came from. Okay. So now we'll hit continue, and it's going to start creating those contacts in Teamzy for me. See how fast that is? It's so awesome. Okay, great. So now everybody's imported. Now we've got one more step for setup, and that's ranking our contacts. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to rank our contacts on a scale of 1 star to 5 stars. You guys get this. You do it all the time, right? For everything. 5 stars is awesome. 1 star, not awesome. The reason we do this is because you need to spend more time with the best people. Okay? More time with the best people. The people most likely to help your business. Your best leads, your best performers. You need to spend more time with them. And if you don't prioritize your relationships first, you can never prioritize your time. Does that make sense? So we make it easy for you. We're going to go down the list. We're going to rank everybody on a 5-star rating basis. And then Teamzy does the work from you based on the ratings forever. Okay, you never have to do any planning. It figures out how often to talk to people. Let me explain how it works really quick, and then we'll go do a power hour together. So a 5-star, this is someone most likely to become a customer or distributor, or they're an existing customer or distributor that's a rock star. Okay? They're going to show up on your up next list every 30 days. And your up next list, I'll show you that in a minute. That's where Teamzy tells you, hey, you should connect with this person and make their day today. Okay? We don't connect with people to do cold invites or, you know, to throw sales scripts at them. We connect with people to make their day. It's called the make someone stay mindset. And I'm going to explain why that's so important, because it's important to have a conversation first, right? You have a conversation before you ask your wife out or your husband out the first time, right? You need it. That's the process. Okay. 4 stars. These are somebody likely to become a customer or distributor with a little bit of nurturing. Okay. Or they're the solid performers on your team. They're 4 stars. They're going to show up every 60 days on your up next list. 3 stars. Now everybody's a 3-star to start because you don't know which way they're going to go, right? And they're people that could go either way. You're going to connect with them every 90 days on your up next list. Now, the vast majority of your list will probably be 3 stars, and that's okay. 2-star people, they're getting a little colder. They're at 120 days cycle before they come up on your up next list. And then the 1 stars, you have them in your system, but they're not coming up on your up next list. They're just there. Like if you need to contact them, you can look them up. Those are like your really cold people that you just kind of have, okay? All right, so that's how the ranking works. Now let's go show you how easy it is to do. So now it's gonna bring me my team page and it's gonna automatically put it in rank mode. So you can see everybody's a 3-star. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go down this list and decide who is a 4 and 5-star. So like maybe Matthew is, I'm just gonna click him. That brings him up to 5 stars. Make sense? It's that simple. You just go down this list and click, okay? Don't get overwhelmed by this. If you have a huge list, again, you're just looking for the best people, the people that you wanna talk to the most, the first cut through. And then as you're working your list, you'll continually change people's ranks. Make sense? Now, some of you are like me. You're the kind of person that when you move into a new house, you stay up all night till everything's unpacked. If you're like that, then yes, go through your whole list and rank everybody. That's what I would do, just so you know. Because to me, it's worth an hour or so of planning to have it like so dialed in. But if that's overwhelming to you, just go through and cherry pick the 4s and 5s, okay? And when you're done with this, it autosaves. So when you're done, you can just navigate away. We're gonna go back to the dashboard and do our power hour. Okay, great. So now you're all set up. And it was pretty painless, right? I mean, you may have a few challenges here and there getting your imports in, and that's normal. If you do, you're gonna click this purple help button down here at the bottom of the screen, and our team's gonna help you with it. Okay, no problem. But now we're ready to do our power hour. Let me just give you a quick tour of this dashboard, and then we're gonna rock a power hour together, and this is gonna be fun. Okay, so on the dashboard here, a couple things. I already showed you where your settings are, they're up there. If you need to look somebody up who's not on the dashboard, you just look them up here, okay? Type in a few letters and they come up. That will take you to their contact record. If you need to add a new person after you've done your imports, you just click this and you add them, boom. It takes a second. Again, remember, the goal in this example was to add 3 people every day, so that's something I'll be doing every single day. Okay. Now, today's activities, these are your goals for the day. And we talked about these in setup. It was connect with 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 distributors, invite 3 people and add 3 people. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to do that in a second. And then, here's your left navigation. Your ranks here, as you rank up, you can change that, okay? And then you've got over here your navigation, and I just wanna highlight university. That's where you get your FAQs and tutorials and stuff after this. Okay, there's my why that we wrote together. Awesome. Okay, one more thing I'll show you before we start into up next. These are dailies. This is just some accountability. Did you post on social today? Did you do personal development work? Did you enjoy your products, your nutritional products today? Did you exercise today? These are things that you should be doing every single day to be successful. Okay, and we want you to check those off. Okay, now who's up next? This is the magic sauce right here, guys. And I'm going to show you guys how to crush power hour in like 20 minutes. You ready? In this example, we're going to connect with 20 people in 20 minutes. Okay. So on the up next, I've got 4 lists. Each one of these is a tab with a new list. There's prospects, customers, distributors, and my follow-ups. Okay, great. The up next module gives you 5 names at a time so that you can't get overwhelmed, but it does cycle your entire list. Okay, you can see your whole list of people on the team page. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start by connecting with prospects. The first person on my list is Jay. Okay. Now, I'm gonna message Jay on Facebook. That's the way I communicate with most everybody, okay, is on Facebook Messenger. I love Facebook. I like using Facebook, sometimes Instagram, because not only can I give them a direct message that they can respond to, but it also kind of encourages them to click through my social media and get caught up with everything that's happening, right? Sometimes if they don't respond to the message, they still are interacting with my social media pages. So it's awesome. All right, so I've got Facebook open right here in a separate window, okay? Because Teamzy can't send Facebook messages. It's just gonna tell you who to message each time, okay? So here we go. Jay's up next. Now, before I message her, I may not know what I'm gonna say. And this is one of the things I don't want you guys doing is spending all day trying to get the perfect message, right? It's called analysis paralysis. So we've created some really great scripts to get the conversation started. So that's my goal with this Connect. I want to make Jay's day and start a conversation. So I'm going to go right here first to scripts. See this button right here, scripts? I'm going to click that, and I want a Facebook script. Boom. So look, I'm just going to pick connect number 1. It says, hi, Jane. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. By the way, this is my absolute all-time favorite script. I have personally used this script thousands of times. And the response rate on it, for me anyways, has been better than 50%. That's pretty great, right? Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll click copy script. That copies it to my clipboard. Now I'm going to jump over to Facebook and look up Jay. It only takes a second. Oh, it's here. Facebook keeps changing this for me. Okay, now I'm going to just send that message to Jay. I'm just going to paste it. Remember I copied it? I got to change the name because it's not Jane, it's Jay. Boom. There, I sent the message. Jay works for me, so we're constantly sending this back and forth as a demo, but you get the idea. So I sent her the message, right? And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy that message because I'm lazy and I don't want to have to type notes in Teamzy, but I want to log this. So your tracking is going to be done at the same time. So I sent that message to Jay. What type of message? It was Facebook. Now watch what happens to the dashboard when I log it. Jay's gone off my list. I've got 1 on the dashboard, and now Deanne's next on my list. So I'm going to do the same thing with Deanne. I'm going to look her up and send her probably the same message. Here's how I'm so fast is where appropriate, I'll use that same message 10 times in a row and just change the name because it's such a great message. Like, how are you? Hope you're doing great. Hope you're having an awesome day, right? So I'll go down this list 10 times, boom, 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 send the same message, log them, and then this is going to say 10, and the circle will be full, and I will have connected with 10 prospects. Like 10 minutes. How cool is that, right? Now, here's the challenge. People will start responding right away in many cases, and I want you to stay focused and don't chase them down the rabbit trail and start having conversation yet. You need to finish the power hour, all the outgoing proactive contacts first before we start having those conversations. So send those 10, and now we're going to move to customers, the next list. Okay? So we're going to connect with our customers, our current customers, the same way. Our goal is to make their day. Why do we need to talk to our customers? Shouldn't we just be prospecting all day, Eric? Yeah, prospecting is important, but your customers, guys, are so important. First of all, they need you because you represent really healthy, good stuff for them. They need to be getting that. They need to have you as an advisor for them, okay? But from a business standpoint, connecting with people regularly means that they're taking a deeper dive of the products, which means they're ordering more, right? That's good. That's good for everybody. It's good for them and it's good for you. That builds volume. And if you're teaching your team to do the same, it builds volume all the way down the line. But the most important reason, guys, to be in contact with current customers is the best source for a new customer or distributor is your current customer. There's no better place to find somebody new than going to your current customers. Guys, if they're using the products and getting results, guess what? They're talking to everybody they know already about them. Even if they're totally not interested in being a distributor, they're still talking about them to everybody. And if you're not in touch with them, there's no way you're going to get introduced to those people. But if you're intentional and you're staying in touch and you're connecting and you're serving and you're giving and you're asking them to introduce you to the people they're talking to, now you're going to generate a ton of leads from your existing customers. I always tell people this: if you've had one customer who used the products and got results, you have an endless stream of customers that you can leverage that one relationship forever. So you got to be in touch with your customers. You cannot neglect your customers. So let's go through the list. Jeannie's the first one up. Great. I'm going to go to scripts again. I've got some great customer scripts. Okay. I'm going to give you my favorite one. These are some great scripts. Okay. My favorite one though is this one. So simple. Hi, Jane, except it's going to be Jeannie, right? I got to change her name. Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Short and sweet and gets great results. So I would send that script to Jeannie. And then I'm just going to go down the line. My goal is 6 customers. I'm just going to connect with the first 6 people on my list. I'm going to check in with them. How are you? What are you doing? How are things going? Are you enjoying the products? Whatever. Connecting with them. If you've got a special, you can let them know about that. Again, the goal is to stay in touch and make their day. When I'm done connecting with my 6 customers, now I'm going to toggle to my next list, which is my team, my distributors. It's so important to be in touch with them, guys, one-on-one. That's why we called it Teamzy. It's about building your team. You need to have that culture. We already talked about the attrition rate, 50% a year, right? Huge attrition rate. Why do you think people leave? Do you think because the products aren't good? No. Because the opportunity is not good? That's not why. I mean, people leave for all kinds of reasons, but you can know this. People will stay and commit more when they feel there's a relationship there, right? It's the same with employers, it's the same with teams. So stay in touch with people, make their day, connect with them. And I don't care how successful you get, a tool like Teamzy will help you leverage a little bit of time to make a deep connection with people. Okay, so you're gonna go through, in this case, 4 distributors, boom, 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 and now I'm done. I just connected with 20 people, 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 distributors, and I'm using these scripts, I'm cranking out these messages. I got it done in like 20, 25 minutes. The next list I have is my follow-ups list. So how does that work? How does somebody get on my follow-ups list? So guys, just to kind of recap what we did, we send messages so that we can start conversations, right? And as we're having conversations, I would say typically if you did 20, like we just did, you'll probably create 10 conversations. Now we're gonna start having conversations and we're texting back and forth, messaging, having these conversations with people. And this is where we're just trying to connect, find out how they're doing, what's going on in their life, and looking for ways to help, looking for ways to serve. See, relationship marketing is based on helping people first. It's about giving, not getting. Zig Ziglar said, if you help enough people get what they want, then you'll get everything you want, right? So that's what we're doing. We're trying to connect with people. We're trying to find ways to help. And out of those 10 conversations, our goal is that a minimum of 3 of them will be invites. An invite is when we're actually going to introduce somebody to the products or the business opportunity. Okay, so let me show you how that works. In our example, we sent a message to Jay, right? Just, hey Jay, how are you doing? Now let's imagine that Jay and I start having a great conversation. And we're catching up, we're talking about life, we're having a great time. And she's asking me, well, how's that AdvoCare thing going? Oh, it's going great, it's awesome. She's like, man, I should check some of that out. Awesome. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna invite her. Let's say I invite her to an opportunity call, right? How would I do that? So let me show you how this works. First, we're gonna look her up in the lookup bar to find her contact record. Okay, and that's gonna take me to her contact record. Here it is. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna invite her to an opportunity call, right? I'm just putting a note there what it is. And when I select the type, it's gonna be probably Facebook message. No, I'll probably email it to her so that it's like a nice email with a link, right? With the information, and then invite. See that little invite box? I just clicked it. An invite is a special type of connect. It's a connect that now is an invite to the business. And then I need to select a type of invite. In this case, it's an opportunity call. Okay? You guys with me? Now, before I log this, it's really important that I set a follow-up. In fact, when I'm talking to Jay, I say, you know what, I'm gonna send you an email with the link to the opportunity call and all the information, and enjoy that, and then I'll follow up in the morning and see if you have any questions. Sound good? She's like, awesome. So I gotta set that follow-up. See where right here where it says follow-up default? I need to set a follow-up because her default is 30 days. That's not gonna work. So I'm gonna toggle this down and I've got a bunch of options. I can go tomorrow, 2 days, 4 days, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, or I can click anytime, any date, right? But I'm gonna do tomorrow on this. So you can see I've set the follow-up now. Now what happens when I log this? Now the follow-up is set. Now when I go to my dashboard, you can see I've got an invite on the board now. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so when I go to my follow-ups list tomorrow, there's Jay. She's on my list. She can't fall through the cracks. I set a follow-up with her. So now I'm gonna check in with her and see, you know, how what she thought of the opportunity call. I'm gonna follow up with her. Now this is really important, you guys, because follow-ups, you guys have heard this a million times, I'm sure, the fortunes and the follow-ups, right? Yeah. But have you heard this stat that 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up? Have you guys heard that before? 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. Wow, how many of you guys follow up 10 times? I mean, it's very rare that somebody says, oh, I do, Eric, I follow up 10 times. Very few people do. And there's a couple reasons why. They don't follow up because, well, they don't have a system like Teamzy that helps them be organized, because it takes a lot of organization to follow up 10 times with somebody, right? To keep track of them. But most people don't do it because they feel like they're bugging people. They don't want to be a pest or a nag, right? Is that you guys? Probably. But here's the thing. If you don't follow up 10 times, you're giving up more than 80% of your sales opportunities. That's not cool, right? Okay, couple of things. One, I'm going to teach you how to follow up without being annoying. That's coming in like 2 minutes, okay? So don't worry. That takes away that one, right? But the other thing is this, guys. You got to get it out of your head that you're bugging people. If somebody's interested in learning more about this business or interested in learning more about these products that are life-changing, you following up is the only way they're going to get that opportunity. The way people are wired, you just got to think about human psychology for a second. 80% of our actions come from our subconscious mind. Only 20% of what we do comes from our conscious mind. This is how you can get home from work without having any idea how you did that, right? I know you've all done that. I'm talking to Jay, she's excited. She sees the opportunity call, she's even more excited. Now what happens? The rest of her brain goes, no, that looks like work. That looks like change. That looks like instability to me. We're not doing that. See, what happens is your follow-ups are actually a way to psychologically reprogram their brain to accept the new, accept the change, because their subconscious isn't ready for it. This is why when you have somebody excited and you follow up and they never respond. Has that happened to you guys? Yeah, in fact, the vast majority of people won't respond. In fact, I think statistically, it's like 5 or 6 follow-ups is the average that most people will not even respond to. Not even thank you, but no thanks. Nothing, just crickets. Because when they're getting those follow-ups, they're like, yeah. And then the back of their mind just says, gives them a reason. And it may not be conscious, like, oh, we're not doing that. It may just be, oh my gosh, the baby just threw up, or oh my gosh, right? Life happens. This is why we have to follow up like a pro. But you need to understand that if you're helping somebody transform their life, following up with them is not annoying. It's actually an act of love. Okay, following up is an act of love. You guys need to write that on a sticky note, put it on the corner of your computer. Following up is an act of love. You need to understand that if you love people, you'll follow up. If you fail to follow up, you are communicating, I don't care about you. Okay, now let me show you how to do it in Teamzy. It's super easy, but I'm going to give you 2 principles. 2 principles to never be annoying when you follow up. Are you ready? The first principle is this. Don't ever give them an action step in the follow-up. Don't ask them to call you back. Don't ask them to message you back. Don't ask you to tell them to tell you, are you interested or not? Don't ask them to do anything. Okay, your follow-ups are just reminders that you're present for them. The second thing that you can do to never be annoying is make your follow-ups short enough that they can read it on their phone, on the, what do you call that thing? The notification screen of their phone without opening the message. They don't want you to know they've read it. Okay, they don't want you to know they've read it yet. So keep it short and sweet so they can get most of it without even opening it. Okay, because what we want to do with the follow-up is we want to put you top of mind with a smile every day or every couple of days after they've expressed interest. All right, so let me show you guys how to do that really quick. In Teamzy, it's so easy. Okay. So here's Jay. We're going to do our first follow-up. Now, just so you know, to make it easy for you, we have put 10 follow-up scripts in Teamzy for you, so you can actually follow up 10 times without even knowing what to say at first. Okay? So let's see. I'm going to go to scripts, and I'm going to go to follow-up number 1. There it is. Look. Hi, Jane. Just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? So I'll copy that, right? I'll go back to Facebook, and I'll send it to Jay. This will be my follow-up message. Okay, there it is. I sent it to her. Okay, I'm going to copy that and jump back in and log it. Now, here's what the important piece, guys. Please get this. You got to set the next follow-up. I'm going to set it again for the next day. Okay, and that was a Facebook message. Set the next follow-up so that she doesn't fall off the list. She needs to stay on this list. The next day, I'm going to come in. I'm going to do all my connect with my prospects, connect with my customers, connect with my distributors, and now I'm going to work my follow-ups list. And as I'm working my list, I find Jay again. Boom, here we go. I'm going to follow up again. This time I'm going to grab script number 2. Okay, just making sure you got my email, checking to see if you have any questions. Right, next day I'm going to do number 3. Hi, Jay, I'm excited about the goals we discussed. Can't wait to get started. Then I'm going to do number 4. Maybe this one's 2 days after. Hi, Jane, just staying in touch so I can help you achieve your goals. Then number 5. Hi, Jane, hope you're doing well. I'm here when you're ready. Now, I'm going to keep connecting with her. You don't have to connect every single day, though I will usually connect 3 days in a row and then maybe 2 days, every 2 days after that. But always set the next follow-up, because here's the thing, guys. Remember what I just said. Most people aren't even going to respond the first 4 or 5 times, but they're getting your messages and you're staying top of mind. And the information they received is staying top of mind. And what will often happen is around the 6th or 7th connect, they're going to send you a message that says something like this. Oh my gosh, you're so awesome. Thank you so much for staying in touch with me. I really appreciate it. My life has been crazy. And then they'll give you all the reasons they've told themselves the last 5 or 6, 7 days why they haven't responded. But you're in the conversation with them. And what they're doing is they are understanding that you're coming from a place of love. Thank you so much. You're going to be surprised when people thank you. Thank you so much for staying on top of this. And then you just keep going, keep going. So what happens? Let me finish it off. So Jay, 8th or 9th one in, I go in the back office. I see that Jay has signed up. She came in as a distributor. She bought her kit and she's ready to start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off in my system. I'm going to look her up to take me to her record. Okay. I'm going to do a couple of things. One, I'm going to log that a sale happened so that Teamzy knows that all that effort resulted in a sale. And so let's say distributor kit. Okay. Save. Now I'm not tracking volume or commissions or anything. I'm just tracking the result. Okay. Because you have all that in your back office. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move her from prospect to distributor, okay, just by clicking on it, and then she's personally sponsored, okay? So now I've taken Jay through the whole process from a prospect that I connected with, started a conversation with, found some interest and invited, and followed up that invite like a pro. Then after she purchased, I moved her over to my team. Now, when I connect with Jay next time, she'll be on my distributors list as somebody on the team that I'm connecting with. Cool? And I mean, I know I've only shown you guys a little bit. Please go into the university. There's awesome training videos and stuff in here that you can look at. Different FAQs and things like that you can do. Okay, so again, because I only showed you a little bit of it, but I wanted you to show you how you could connect with people, do a power hour in like 25 minutes a day, and be like the most organized person anyone's ever seen. They're going to be so impressed by you. Do you guys have questions for me? And if you do, put them in the Q&A and I'll answer them. One thing I do want to tell you while you guys are loading up a few questions for me is that the AdvoCare like beta test period ended. However, and everyone that was in there for the beta test and started a subscription got a special price because they were considered a founding member. I want you guys to know that we extended that founding member offer through the 29th of this month. So if you haven't already set up a subscription, make sure you do before the 29th of this month, because you'll save a third off of your Teamzy subscription forever. And make sure that you get your teams in and started so that they can also get that lifetime discount, okay? I will give you guys the link to this meeting. You can share it with your team so they can get an introduction to Teamzy. But again, it's the 29th of April will be the end of the founder's offer for Teamzy. And just so you guys know, after that, we never discount Teamzy again. It's always the same price. So this is kind of like a special opportunity. Now, if you guys are watching this, if you're watching this video and it's after April 29th, 2017, that offer's gone. Okay, and the Teamzy price after the 30-day free trial is $29.99 a month. Okay, and that's our standard price, which is awesome, which is an awesome value. Basically, if we help you generate one sale, it's paid for, right? So again, that offer is there for you guys if you have it. Now, does anyone have any questions that you want me to answer tonight? Okay, well, that was easy. If you come up with questions after we hang up, after we finish this webinar, you can always send them to support@teamzy.com, or you can just click the help button inside Teamzy to send us one. Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. We are so excited to work with AdvoCare. We know it's going to be an awesome, awesome match. Teamzy and AdvoCare, we're here to help you build your business. Have an awesome night. God bless. Talk to you guys soon.